Some scammer is impersonating me and emailing members of our community from the fake email address writewithclairephrase@gmail.com. I wanted to make an emergency video to tell you that if you receive an email like this, please ignore it. I do not email anybody who has not given me permission to email them, either by signing up for my mailing list or joining a Google group for beta readers or ARC readers. I especially do not email people offering paid writing services or any kind of exclusive critique groups. The only email addresses that I own are mail@clairefraise.com, which sends out my mailing list, claire@clairefraise.com, which is my personal email that I use to email people about my books and the writing business, and my Gmail account, clairefraisebooks@gmail.com. I will now stop using clairefraisebooks@gmail.com because I'm pivoting to only using email addresses that are attached to my domain names to make it easier to spot any impersonators. This timing is not ideal because I'm using clairefraisebooks@gmail.com as the admin for all of my Google groups. So all of my beta readers and ARC readers are in Google groups managed by clairefraisebooks@gmail.com. But after this book is done with beta readers and we move on to the next beta reading project, I'm going to migrate everything over to a different Google group with a different owner email and just completely phase out my Gmail. I have filed a report with the FBI and I'm actively working to file reports with every agency at my disposal to try and get this shut down. I'm not holding my breath. I don't think they're going to do anything, but I am filing the reports and hoping for it anyway. If you get a scam email from me, ignore it. All of the scam emails come from the email address writewithclairephrase@gmail.com, and at the bottom, it also seems to say email tracked with mail suite. So I don't use that. I have no idea what that is. So that is a sign that it's a phishing email. But report it, ignore it, block the person. It's not me. I want to do everything I can to protect you, and I'm so sorry that this is happening. I'm in a particularly crappy mood because I had to spend all day dealing with moving emails around and filing reports and trying to figure out how to open new email addresses and all of that stupid, gross, annoying admin stuff that you have to do when you're running a business. And I don't particularly like doing that stuff. I just want to write my books. I just love writing my books, and I didn't get to write today, so I'm a little bit crabby. But this has really forced me to lock down my security for my business, making sure that everything is set up with the two-factor authentications and everything is structured correctly and has the right corporate email structure. And I have the right emails set up with the right domains that go in all the right places. So I figured, because I spent all day doing that it would be a good opportunity for me to share that with you so that if you are going to set up an author business, you can do it right from the get-go and not have to go back and have the crappy day that I just had, having to retroactively go back and change things. So the biggest piece of advice that I have for you, if you are going and starting an author business or just an author brand, is treat your author brand like you're a big company from the beginning. Don't say, oh, well, I don't expect anyone to buy my book, really. I'll just be happy if 5 people buy my book. And so I'm just going to use my own personal email account, and that's the email that I'm going to put on my website and sign up for everything through. And it's really going to be fine because I'm not going to sell that many books. Don't do that, because if you start selling books, then all of a sudden everything is going to your personal email. All of your sign-ins are connected to your personal email. You're starting to get all of these inquiries to your personal email. Then you have no separation between your personal email and the business email. I already knew this when I was setting up my business, but I made the mistake of setting up a Gmail account for my main business email instead of creating an official email with a domain name that I owned. So my first big piece of advice to you is buy a domain name and register an email connected to the domain name that is dedicated to your author business. My website is clairefraise.com. I own the domain name, clairefraise.com. So what I should have done from the very beginning, because I did own that domain name this whole time, is go to Google Workspace and register for an email address connected to clairefraise.com and subscribe. I think it's $7 a month for the full Google Workspace, so it's not cheap, it's not free, but it's very worth it because then you have a protected email address that's connected to your website and you can manage all communications from that, and it's official, it's professional, and you don't have to worry about scammers impersonating you because you can say that all official communications will come from this domain name. So the way that I'm doing it is I own the domain name clairefraise.com. I have a Google Workspace subscription that allows me to have 2 emails. I have one, which is mail@clairefraise.com, and that's how I manage my newsletter, because deliverability is significantly better with emails that are not Gmails or free emails. It is a lot easier to be able to have your emails deliver if you're using an email address that has like an @clairefraise.com and doesn't come from a free provider. So I have that one that sends out my mailing list, and that is the only email that sends out my mailing list emails. And then I have Claire@clairefraise.com, which handles all my personal communications with people. So if people email me questions, if I have to email different freelancers, I email everyone through Claire@clairefraise.com. I also have an LLC, which effectively acts as my publishing house. It's called Sabertooth Press. That is the publishing company that I publish all my books through, that is the imprint and the managing company that I do everything inside that is related to my publishing business. So I also have an email connected to that, which I use for all like corporate level emails. So I think of myself as like the CEO of Sabertooth Press, and then that is my email connected to that. So if I have any like things I have to do for Sabertooth Press as a whole, I will email from that email. But then everything from clairefraise.com is my author brand, or one of the author brands that Sabertooth Press has within it. So when I start my new pen name, I will have a separate email like blah 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 at blah blah blah.com for that author brand and that identity. Even though it's all still me, they're different functions of me. And then because I'm not very good at checking a million different email accounts every day, I have all of them come to my phone so I can like look at all of them in the same place in one inbox. I also have them all forward to one email address. So my mailing list email, mail@clairefraise.com, immediately forwards to Claire@clairefraise.com. Everything from my old Gmail now, because I'm phasing out Gmail, is going to forward to Claire@clairefraise.com. So I just have to check one email, and then I can respond to people as emails come in from that one personal account. So that is how I would structure it if I was just starting out. It will save you a lot of headache in the future, and also just generally, be good about your security for your accounts. Make sure that you have the 2-factor authentication. Make sure you use a complicated password that's not like your pet's names. I was very bad at that, but don't try to hack me, because I've now changed all of the passwords I have under the sun to be more complicated passwords. It's incredibly important for us as authors to protect ourselves, especially because a lot of the platforms that we use don't have great customer service. Facebook, Google, Amazon, these places it's very hard to get in touch with a real person who will help you. And so it's important to just really cross your T's and dot your I's when you're setting all of this up, to set yourself up for success so you don't have any stupid things that happen later on down the line that could potentially block you out of your accounts. But I'm sorry about the scammer. I'm sorry this is happening. Please don't reply to any of those emails. I'm doing everything that I can to try to shut it down. And I'm very grateful for you, and thank you so much to everyone who has brought this to my attention. These phishing emails are getting pretty good. Like, some of them seem fishy, some of them, I was shocked at how legit some of them sounded. So, gross. I have like a stomach ache just thinking about it. But anyway, I will see you in my normal video that I will publish on Monday. I hope you have a great remainder of your week, and as always, happy writing.